This is the Shopware Hub Cast, where your host, Sander Mangel, and Dennis Höting, resident Community Hub expert and Director of Product Development at Shopware, uncover the stories of the people that make our community.
Dennis, SCD25, the big one. We had what do you call it, jubileum?
Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah, it was good. I love the venue. It was amazing. It was easy to reach. I mean, no shade on Duisburg, but it's definitely not the easiest place to get to. But most of all, like the light that we had in the venue opposed to the glass blowing factory, that was amazing.
Yeah, what I really love was the fact that you approached the venue by train, and you basically stepped out of the train and could see the bright blue colors of Shopware, like right at the train station already. You were like, yeah, we are right here. And you approached like a long way to the venue and were just blown away by the light. That was really, really, really impressive. I had a long talk with the colleague of ours that had the main part in designing the light architecture and stuff like that, and he was like almost in tears in pride. It was cool.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, absolutely. Like the blue front was amazing. Follow the blue glow. The organization was amazing. As always with the Shopware events team, they do just a fantastic job. Yeah, but let's be honest, the true highlight of the event was Community Hub and the Community Hub stand. I mean, it overshadowed everything. What is even AI and agentic commerce? We're not talking about that. I want to do a quick recap today on what was presented about Community Hub and basically your day at the booth. So maybe with that, let's dive first into announcements. What is happening in the world of Community Hub?
Well, in the last few weeks, we announced a few bigger topics. One of which, for example, being the clubs idea, which is finally live. So everybody in the community can just create a club for a topic or for their agency or for anything of interest to get in touch with other people who share the same interest. Searching for like-minded people. Everybody can join a club. It's a completely open concept. Everybody can create clubs. Everybody can join clubs. It's about interaction. We already have the first few clubs created by the community. There was one for the Dutch and Belgium, the Shopware community that was just created. There's one from also a Shopware community from Eastern Europe. There's clubs for freelancers, for documentation, for internationalization, and all those different topics. And the first clubs of agencies, I think, will be created pretty soon as well. I'm in contact with some agencies, so really looking forward to that. And that was perceived very positively as well. And another thing that was just introduced, like on the Thursday before SCD, was a streaks idea. So we are incentivizing if you log in regularly into the Community Hub, because Community Hub is about keeping you up to date, and it should be fun. So we have the streak system, and I'm proud to have a 59-week streak now. And it's just a fun way of, incentivizing you to log into the Community Hub regularly. However, of course, and this is something that we talked about with the people on SCD a lot, this has to be backed up with some, I would say, like some real value. And what we have in our pockets here is the idea of your update, which is something that we will put in place pretty soon, also backed by the feedback we got from the community members. So the basic idea here would be that you get an overview of what is the most important things that happened in Shopware since you last logged in. So let's say you logged in again after 2 weeks. So in those 2 weeks span, what is the important Shopware updates? What's about the new Shopware release? What is the blogs that have been released? The new events in the hub? What is the most important discussions that took place? Maybe what's a summary of the most important pull requests that have been merged? What changed in the documentation? Those kinds of things. We want to give a an overview, a summary of the most important things, like an executive summary, basically individually for you, maybe also based on the interests you shared with us in the onboarding, everything most important that happened in Shopware. And this is something that was perceived very, very, very positively. That was really, really cool. Everybody understood the value of that. And everybody agreed that this really solves a real problem that we are having in terms of being up to date. So that was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the groups, I already know that I want to do one episode in a year where we invite the people with the most niche groups out there. I'm already looking forward to the first beekeeping group, like the doll fan club or something like that. This-
Actually, a surprise that there's not a specific meme club yet. So be the first one, listener, to create the meme club of Shopware.
yeah, we will do the yearly niche group award for the weirdest place out there.
Yeah.
Love it.
And also what was maybe there was something that was really cool. So we had our pin, our Shopware SCD pin. So this one, which is insanely pretty, and we gave it away on the venue. However, you also there was I have a packaged one here as well. There was I'm not showing it too long. There was a QR code on the package as well. If you scan it, you get the digital pin in your community app as well. And that was something that was perceived very positively by the people as well. So people were really, I wouldn't say fighting for that pin. We had enough, but they were eager to get one. And they were really, even after SCD, I was in several discussions in Discord, for example, like, hey, I forgot to get the real metal pin, but I would really love to have the digital version of it in my hub. How can I get it? And we just sent out an email yesterday to all people that attended the community day with like, hey, in case you did not have a chance to get the metal pin, this is your link for the digital pin. And people really, I can see it in the numbers that people really love it. So that was cool.
I just realized, so I have the pin, but I unpacked it and I just realized I probably destroyed the value, like the collectible.
You received an email then, I guess. If you were on the official list of attendees, you should have received an email, and it's the same link coded in the QR code. So, not a problem.
I think I claimed that one. So, but yeah, that collectible that I could have sold off on eBay, I guess it's gone. Sad, very sad. I think it's cool, right? I remember walking into Claudia Teubner, and she had like her whole lanyard full of the badges that she's collecting. I really like that kind of swag to show off you've been around to this many events.
No, I agree with that. I also talked to a colleague from sales, and he was like, "Yeah, look at me, I'm a 5-star general." He like had like all those pins here, and so people take pride in that. I think that's cool, and I'm really looking forward to continuing that. And I have my pins here in front of me, and I'm really looking forward to collecting more metal pins and more digital pins in the community hub over time. We're also, maybe well, that's also interesting because we will introduce very soon. We will introduce a digital pin, also a badge in Community Hub for the streaks. So if you are active in the streaks and you have I don't know, like a 4-week, 12-week, whatever streak going on, then you will get a badge for that as well. And people are happy with those badges as well. In fact, on SCD, I talked to people that said, hey, I have proof. I was on SCD24 as well. So can you arrange that I get the digital badge for the 24 SCD as well? And I was like, yeah, not a problem. I did it like on my phone quickly. And now you have the badge. And he was, yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I think it just shows how much the community does want to be involved, right? And I think that's also part of the validation of the community hub, that people want to show off they're part of the community, they go to events, and even digitally. Can I get badges for the different groups I'm in?
That's not yet planned, but that could be an idea for like, just that's actually a cool idea. Maybe if a group or if a club reaches a certain level of activity or a certain number of people are in that club, we could think about creating a dedicated badge for that club, and all the members get that badge. That would be a cool idea, I think. Note it down.
Right. And so part of the SCD was, of course, the stand. I think this is now the second year, right? Last year there was also a stand, I believe.
For Community Hub specifically? And no, actually last year's SCD, the Community Hub was actually in its. We had the idea like 3 weeks before SCD actually, but already on SCD, I think it was in May 24. We talked to really just a handful of people, including Sebastian König, for example. There, I had an interview with as well. And just introduced the idea to just a very, very few folks that are really active in the community. Like, hey, we have this idea. What do you think about that? That was basically the very, very first contact to a handful of people in the community regarding the idea of Community Hub. And after that, it all emerged over time. So it's the first Community Hub stand so far.
Actually, I'm confused with the Shopware United Connect conference. There
Oh,
was there was.
Oh, we had that's right. There we had a booth and talked about Community Hub and the idea, and we had a panel discussion, which was really fun.
Yeah. Okay, so second installment of the Community Hub booth. Got a couple of highlights you can share, maybe some feedback that you got that really stood out.
One highlight that I really enjoyed personally was SCD is always about openness, the Pac-Man principle, right? So always open up for new people to join discussions. And I was basically wandering around the event, joining different discussions. And I joined one discussion of 2 really active members in Community Hub. And they were in the middle of like bashing each other in terms of, hey, I'm not sure whether you can beat me this month. And the other one was like, oh, we'll see about it. It's only the 16th, and we have some time left. And so that was pretty cool. And that was a cool discussion to join. Besides talking a lot about your update idea and again confirming that the learning pathways in Community Hub are definitely one of the most important parts of Community Hub. There was some minor cool ideas and feedback we got. For example, that the configurability of the feed is not as known and as understood as we would have hoped. People were like, oh, you can configure what you want to see in your feed. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. I will try that out. I got that feedback several times. But also, again, we got the feedback of my individual profile or the profile of the members in my agencies. And my agency are really important to me. So I wanna emphasize that. And the idea was, hey, why don't we create some kind of snippet that I can include on my homepage, basically directing to the different profiles of my developers, because I want to showcase that my developers are active in the Shopware community and have a role in the Shopware community. And I really like that idea. We had the same idea also for the clubs, so that you can basically have a snippet of your club outside of Community Hub that you can integrate on your website or something like that, because you can use a club to showcase your agency or something that you are driving. That was a really cool idea as well. Yeah. And besides that, a lot of small nudges and small ideas, and some discussions where people were skeptical. Well, they openly said that they were skeptical in the beginning, but after having heard about what Community Hub really is about, they were kind of convinced, and that was of course really, really, really cool. And at that opportunities, I gave away maybe 2 pins and said, hey, if you want to convince someone else, you can give that pin to that person. So that was a cool atmosphere.
Very cool. Very cool. I think one of the things I like is that you actually also have some screens there, right? So you can show to people actually what is happening. I think that is very, very powerful that you can, it's not just talking about features, updates, what have you, but hey, no, actually you can see here, we have the feed, you can go in.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
that was really handy. Like as a matter of fact, on the way to SCD, I basically organized a little tablet because I was like, yo, well, maybe if things go right, this one PC to show Community Hub will not be enough, and we need another utility. So I organized that tablet to show it as well, and that was quite handy because there were occasions where one was showing Community Hub on the PC with like 5 or 6 people around that person listening. Another person was like showing it on the tablet with 5 or 6 people like listening at the same time, and other people were just walking around and showing it on the phone. And well, it was good that we had multiple utilities to really show it. And that's the best way to make people understand what it really is. The concepts are straightforward, more or less, but if you see it in real life, then you realize the value of it.
Let's maybe have a listen to one of those conversations you had with Sebastian Koenig, better known as Tinect, I think, on that day. Let's take a look at that.
We've just been thinking about the functionality called your update here in the hub. So you just mentioned you're visiting the hub once a week or so.
Yeah.
You are pretty well connected, but I think especially for those not being so well connected, it's really important to be up to date all the time. So how do you do that? Yes, we have the feed in place, which is nice.
Which is a doom scroll.
Yeah, which is a doom scroll because there's so much happening, which is also nice.
Yeah.
However, of course, it would be cool if you would get an individualized update on what happened since you last logged in.
Yeah.
What's the new blog articles? What's the new videos? What's the updates in the learning pathways? What releases from Shopware are new, so that you get an understanding of the most important things for you individually in the Shopware universe, basically. Think that makes sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm connected, but there are many other guys that are just visiting once a week, once a month. So and they don't get any activity noticed at all. So this sounds really good. Yeah.
I think that's like we have that the streak functionality.
Yeah.
You should definitely check out your streak. You should be pretty impressive. So if I search for you again, you're right here. So I think that looks pretty good. You should have quite a good streak.
Yeah.
But I firmly believe that the streaks alone, that's not value enough, right? You need some real value, and that's basically what we want to do with your update functionality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be great. Yeah.
Are you using the learning pathways by any chance, or in your agent?
I plan it, but for the moment it's just time consuming for me to do this, because I had all the courses at Shopware when they were there. So, and I'm I said I'm connected to the guys at Shopware, and
I got it.
Yeah, so I'm planning to do it because I'm just interested in what there is and what I maybe can learn from it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, just today I had a lot of talks with agencies that included the learning pathway actually in their onboarding of new.
Yeah. Great. I gave it to my new colleague. So just to get into Shopware.
Yeah.
Not just programming. But what is Shopware?
Oh, you mean like the user training? Like
yes.
Admin.
Yes.
Essentials. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. One thing that I think could be that's really a novelty here. Not sure whether you discovered that already, but yeah, I think it's in the third unit, you have this interactive learning environments.
Ah, it's for the rice? Yeah.
And in this case, you have it even connected. So if you create an environment here in the hub,
Yeah.
it's basically the environment is connected to the hub. And in the later stages of the learning experience, you will be asked to do certain tasks. For example, create your first product or create your first category and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then in the hub, you can basically click a test button and the hub communicates with your instance and checks whether you did it right. And you can even step into like a further state of your learning environment and say, okay, I want to learn from here. You click a button and it basically it hydrates the right state into your instance and you can start working right there. So for example, let's say you want to learn something about variants. So you need products for that and stuff like that. It's a set of products with a certain complexity maybe.
Yeah.
You click a button and it creates those products for you and you can just start learning.
Oh, great. Great. It's a good first step for new ones. Like I told, no, a new colleague never worked with Shopware, and yeah,
that's kind of a boundary, right? We have to be sure that everybody can experience.
yeah,
So that's that's the plan.
yeah. So anyone can click their test environment on your cloud.
You even have the learning environments here.
Yeah.
And you can even create multiple learning environments just to explore Shopware.
Yeah.
It's about openness in the end.
Great.
It cannot be used for production, of course.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. But, for explorability, I think it really makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, so 13 days. Yeah. That's enough.
It's pretty new.
Yeah.
Oh, it was also created as, we have this shopware.new domain also. That you can use and just set up a Shopware store for testing.
Yeah.
That's something we've been creating.
Yeah.
And it's embedded in the learning environments. So we are basically using that tool here as well.
It's always the community edition, or is it possible to use any? Yeah.
You can use any.
Oh, any plan.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That could be quite handy.
Great. Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Really nice.
Nice.
When was it announced?
It was kind of announced.
Kind of announced. Okay.
If you're active in the hub, you should know.
You see?
Yeah. Point proved.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I think we talked about that a little bit, maybe in Slack. It's like 6 weeks ago or so.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Maybe I was in a vacation. I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Cool.
But great what you're planning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of potential. Especially today, we got so many ideas. So maybe I can share that with you, whether you say it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I talked with somebody about the profile.
Mm-hmm.
So I have your individual profile here in the hub, but also the clubs. And both of which is really cool if you want to represent your profile or your club outside of the community hub. So the idea was maybe in the settings, for example, you can basically copy a little snippet.
Yeah.
Leading to the club or to your profile that you can embed on your website or something like that and say like, okay, this is like the summary of my profile. You can click it and then you can see the whole profile, and maybe that even helps bring people to the hub. It is also a tool for you as an individual or as somebody owning a club and moving a topic forward to, spread the message, right? Makes sense?
This makes sense. It's an old idea because we had it when there were forums. No? So, and we had the PNGs that are generated, but it I think it would make would have effects to bring the people to the hub, or just to get in touch with anyone.
Yeah.
So because when there are many thousands of clubs, I don't want to search or scroll through that. So when there's just a possibility to advertise this, with a structure and my profile. Yes, I have my GitHub, I have my whatever.
Yeah.
You know them, but the hub is the one just containing.
The central one, right?
Yeah, the central one for Shopware.
Would be ideal, yeah.
Yeah. On my profile, there is clubs, but nobody clicks on my profile to check what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a tool for that, to
Yeah, I think too.
advertise.
I think too. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the feedback.
And we're back. Thank you, Dennis, for running us through that day. I think it was a good event. I'm looking forward to 2026 for sure.
Absolutely.
And let's see what's coming up for the Community Hub next. Thank you.
Thank you.